No, actually, I think we can.
Please!
Hello, and welcome to Cat Tries to Bake, except today it's gonna be Alex Tries to Bake.
Let's go, boys.
You might be wondering what this setup is. Well, we felt inspired by those videos on YouTube. I'm gonna look up the channel really quick. So they are Bon Appétit videos where like an actual chef will teach a celebrity how to make something, but they're back to back. So today I am going to teach Alex how to bake creme brulee sugar cookies. This is not my recipe, it's from Delish, and the recipe will be in the description of this video. It's gonna be hard for Alex though because he doesn't bake. There's this barrier in between us, which is actually a board that I used for a grad school project inside of a napkin holder that is sandwiched together by some coasters that I bought from Home Goods.
It's $1 million production.
Yes, clearly. So it's gonna be hard because he can't bake, he can't see me, and at his request, we will be moving at my pace. Thankfully for him though, I've already measured out most of the ingredients. There are some things that are like a quarter teaspoon or a half a teaspoon that he's just gonna have to do by himself. But yeah, other than that, it will be a completely solo operation besides the sound of my voice.
I didn't realize I had to do other actual measurements.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at I don't know what a teaspoon looks like.
I'm gonna give you one!
Oh.
What? For this recipe, we're gonna need a stand mixer, like I usually use one, but because we're making them simultaneously, I'm gonna let Alex use the stand mixer and I'll just use a hand mixer. Let's get started! We've got all of our ingredients out. Some of them might be off camera just because there's not enough room in the frame. But like I just said, Alex is using a stand mixer. I just very briefly went over how to use it. It's pretty self-explanatory, so hopefully he doesn't really struggle with that. And I'm gonna use my hand mixer and this big glass bowl here. None of the ingredients are labeled. Alex, there are several kinds of sugar. I will do my best to explain and describe which one you should use at what time. Then you also have flour, room temperature butter, a stick and a half, a room temperature egg, and a block of cream cheese that is also room temperature. I've also equipped Alex with a little rubber spatula. Hold it up, Alex.
Marble.
Marble. I like everything to be white marble. And I guess we'll just start. The first step is to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. I have a feeling this might take a little bit, so no, actually I think we can do it. So our first step is to cream our butter and our sugar together. So Alex, you're gonna take the stick and a half of butter, just put all of it in.
Okay.
And then you're gonna take the bowl with more granulated sugar. So this is half a cup of sugar. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to mix it until it's super, super, super creamy. Do you know how to use the stand mixer?
Yeah. Okay, that should be fine.
Can you hear that I'm still going?
Yeah.
So should you still be going?
Bro, it looks creamy.
I'm done. Our next step is to beat in our 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I didn't take the vanilla out. I'm gonna do that right now and we can sort of just pass it back and forth. Okay, so I'm gonna crack the egg first. Okay, and we can just throw it in.
Oh, beautiful. No crack. Oh. No eggshells. Too easy.
Where's my vanilla? Hello? Stand by. Vanilla is missing. Problem solved. I found it. So we're gonna measure out a tablespoon each. Here's your tablespoon. And I usually do a little bit more than what it asks for. So I'll do like, eyeball like a tablespoon and a half. Here you go.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start mixing mine until it's fully incorporated. And you might want to take your spatula and just shove some that's stuck on the walls of the bowl down so that it's all incorporated. What's going on over there?
No, we're good.
We should also mix in the brown sugar, my bad. That's totally my mistake. This is a half cup of brown sugar. I might have said this in another video, but I tend to prefer dark brown sugar just because I really like that molasses flavor.
I think this is how like maps were made.
What? How what?
How maps were made.
Maps?
Yeah, they were like, yo, go there.
That means the map is already made though.
What should it look like?
It should look also just very creamy and incorporated. I'm trying to think of a parallel, like a hummus texture.
Oh, okay.
So I'm about done. Are you done?
No, you just keep going, it's fine. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going then. Alright, our stations are getting a little crowded here, but now that we have worked with the wet ingredients, we are gonna work with our dry ingredients. You always do them separately first and then combine. Why is the board moving? What are you doing?
Sorry, this is my stuff.
Now you're going to take your bowl of flour. Hopefully you can identify which one flour is. This is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Put it into that big bowl. Oops, that big bowl that I just gave you. Now we have to do some measuring. We need 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I'm passing you a teaspoon here. I'll measure out my cornstarch first. It's getting everywhere. And then I'll pass it to you. Here, 2 teaspoons.
2, okay.
2.
Jeez, what am I?
After that, you're gonna do 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which I'll pass to you. Then after that, we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. So let me grab those. All right. Here you go. After that, you are gonna just whisk all of your ingredients together. So I'm gonna go grab you a whisk. Okay, I'm done, so I'm gonna keep moving because Alex said to move at my own pace.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just gonna put all of the dry ingredients that I just whisked together into my bowl of wet ingredients. So Alex, for you, that's the stand mixer bowl. Now you're gonna mix this until it's smooth. I just hear you struggling. How's it going?
Yeah, it's alright.
That doesn't sound confident to me. We should do more of these. This is fun.
This is so stressful. Bruh, are there no other effective ways to like pour salt?
I tilt the box like to its side and then just dig.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. Now what we're going to do is start scooping this dough. We're gonna make little balls with them and then put them onto a baking sheet with parchment paper on it. So we each have identical baking sheets. So I'm gonna pass you scissors, Alex. You can cut the parchment paper to fit your sheet better. But right now we're just gonna scoop out however many cookies will fit on this sheet just for sake of time, and we can bake the rest later. So I normally just use my hands and I just kind of eyeball about a tablespoon. So you're gonna roll it into a ball. After you put it onto the sheet, I just like press it down very lightly so that it's a little flat. And for these I usually do 2 rows of 3. You can try and fit more if you want, but they will spread. Almost done. On 5. I have put 6 little cookie dough mounds onto my baking sheet, and we are gonna bake our cookies for 9 to 10 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. While we bake, we are gonna make our cream cheese frosting. I realized actually that we'll probably have to bake ours one at a time. We have 2 racks in the oven, but I always put a smaller baking sheet on the bottom rack so that the hot air kind of circulates evenly. I don't know. I found that when I don't do that, the bottoms of my cookies tend to burn, so I'll just go first, since I'm assuming Alex will need a little bit more time.
Excuse me? Doing what? I'm done.
Okay, well now you're gonna have to wait! It's fine, because we're gonna make our cream cheese frosting. I snuck a peek at Alex's baking sheet and I said that there was something that I did differently, but I'm not gonna tell him what. Anyway, now we're gonna make our cream cheese frosting. We're gonna take 1 8-ounce block of room temperature cream cheese. Room temperature is super important for this, for when you're baking cheesecake, so that you don't get any lumps. I'm just gonna put my block of cream cheese in, and I'm gonna start mixing the cream cheese just by itself so that it's nice and smooth. So this step shouldn't take long, like mine's basically done. Okay, now that I'm done, I'm gonna add my powdered sugar in. I know Alex isn't done, I'm just gonna keep going.
How do you put this? Oh.
This is 1 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and in addition to that...
How do I put this on, bro? Why is it not cooking in? Oh, you have to really shove it in. Okay.
Yes. In addition to my 1 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, I'm gonna grab 1 teaspoon of vanilla. It says 1 teaspoon, I'm really gonna put 2. Alex, you can put your cookies in.
Okay. You guys started laughing at me. I was like, what? And you're like, it's something that you did.
Start mixing on just like the lowest level, because this powdered sugar is gonna go everywhere. That's it. that's cream cheese frosting. I am just gonna wait for my cookies to finish cooling. We're gonna wait for Alex's cookies to finish baking, and then we can frost our cookies. Alex, I just took a look at your cookies, and I think they'll be okay. The issue that I was talking about was I said 2 rows of 3, and you did like 2 columns of 3. Like vertically, so they were just like straight down and you had tons of room on the right side. So I was just scared that they would like spread into each other, but I think they'll be okay. Both of our sets of 6 cookies have finished firming up. So now what we're going to do is just take a glob of cream cheese frosting and take your spatula, or if you want a knife I can give you one, and just spread it all around each cookie.
How much?
As much as your heart desires.
And what should it look like?
I don't know, just cover it. Did you do both sides?
No. I don't. What? How would I even do that?
You just get it all over your hands. Almost done. I'm not saying like, I'm almost done.
Oh my.
I meant like, we're almost done with the process.
I thought you were almost done, like...
Well, that too.
Are you kidding me?
I'm almost done frosting.
As you can see, this is what happens when you don't spread out the cookies. It's like half finished mitosis.
You nerd.
It's so...
I did understand that though. Okay, so now that I'm done, you can do one of 2 things. You can either take each cookie and dip it cream cheese side down into the little bowl. Ah! I dropped my cookie.
Wait, what?
Of sugar.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, my cookie completely broke! Or you can do what I'm gonna do and just grab like a handful of sugar at a time and just sprinkle as much as you want onto each cookie.
Okay.
The recipe says a 1/4 cup of sugar, but honestly it's just, you know, you just put on however much or little you like, however much will cover up the cookies. And then what we're gonna do after this is, since we don't have a blowtorch that you would use for something like creme brulee, like actual creme brulee, we're just gonna put our cookies into the broiler on low. That is gonna create the caramelized like creme brulee top that we're looking for. But it's super important to keep an eye on your cookies as it's happening, because it can go from just perfectly brown to super burnt in a matter of seconds. So I can go first. Alex, do you need more time?
This is so ugly.
Okay.
So big action.
Alright, Alex and I are both done baking, so now it's time for the reveal. I'm just gonna very gingerly move this and look at Alex's finished products. And he can look at what they're supposed to look like.
It's a little burnt.
It's a little burnt, so this is why we should keep an eye on it while it's boiling. Although we kind of were, and it's
No, I straight up wasn't watching.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I think generally they look good, they're just a little burnt. Not bad, not bad.
Nice.
How do you feel about this experience?
Big Tunggong energy, bro. As I described before, to me, my frosting job looks like I dropped the cookies on the road and drank them. But I guess we'll see how it tastes.
Mine is good.
It is
Why don't you try
soft.
some of mine? Love cream cheese frosting.
Oh.
I know, right?
You want to try one of my burnt ones?
No. I'll try like,
You gotta grade it.
I'll try the not burnt part.
Uh-uh.
I had somebody order 4 dozen like a couple weeks ago for a birthday. Shout out, you know who you are. Thank you for supporting my small business, Cat's Bakes. Link is in the description. Okay, flavor's not bad.
Is it salty? Because I messed with the salt.
Yeah, that's the only thing, like it is quite salty.
Wait, are you serious?
It's kind of salty.
No way.
Try some. I mean, the recipe called for a 1/4 teaspoon.
Okay, hold on.
Some people like that, like a salted caramel kind of feel.
Look at these. Look at these.
Well, I guess that's it for Alex Tries to Bake. We'll see you next time on my channel. Like, subscribe, share. Makes a big difference if you share it with your friends and family on your social media. So if you like me, and if you like Alex, and if you like this content, please support us.
Like it from me.
Bye!
You're right, it is salty.